And since we can't get any sound, I know we can't have any music, but we could do, what is it, the 8th inning stretch, 7th inning stretch? I'm not a baseball person, so yeah. So how about everybody get up and just move around a little bit and get a stretch in. Woo! Get a little invigoratingness going. Get some juices flowing. Crack your knuckles, whatever it is, and just get ready for another session. And this session coming up is, I think, the most important one, because if we don't have members, we don't need the rest. So let's hear from our district vice presidents, Kathy Heshmat and Jennifer Lish. Are you in the house?
Yes, ma'am. Hello,
We're ready
ladies
for you.
and gentlemen. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, she's right. We are the most important session because without members, you know, your events will be pretty lonely and it'll be all 4 or 5 of you. So absolutely, we want to keep you on track with this. Jennifer's a couple blocks down from me. Say hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
So we're going to kind of tag team this and go over some of the membership roles. Who are my membership people? Where are you? Yeah, wrong. All of you should have had your hands up. There's every single person on this page is on membership, period. You truly, truly need to be helping each other out. You just have someone that you can go back to and call your membership person. But from this moment on, you better have your radars on, because every single person out there is a target. And when you get into, you look at real estate, your entire job, I don't know what you think it is, it's not showing houses. Your entire job is to prospect and find people. You do it every single day to make money. This is no different. You're doing the exact same thing. And so these people are in your different groups, TRLP, I know is already mentioned. They're in, I don't know, happy hours. They're in your office. Just, they don't know what they don't know, just like a client wouldn't know. And it really is your job to go out and let them know about the council, let them know what it has to offer. There's probably maybe 1 or 2 people on this screen that decided they're going into Women's Council to become president, right? Or to move up the line. That's not typically why we've joined this, and that will be the same with the others. But there's a reason they're going to join, and you're to find out that reason, and you're to be able to help them and match them up with people. So I am going to start our quick little slideshow. And I hope I'm allowed to share once I get up there. Oh my gosh, I have too many screens. Let's pick this one and hope it's the right one. Can y'all see that? Yes. Is that the right one? Okay, cool. So obviously I just said that a minute ago, it's everybody's responsibility, but you're the person who's going to report back. So you're the person that's coming back and checking your sheets for national and letting you know, your president know how you're doing, people who are coming in, and of course, keeping the state informed of what's going on. We have all 5. Oh, Lord have mercy. I've listed all 5 of the district vice presidents on here. So Jennifer and I will be handling this session. That's why we're on the top. And you, of course, just heard from the other 3 ladies. And congratulations, you are now an officer with your local Women's Council of Realtors Network. Probably not the reason you joined, but we're certainly glad to have you here. So now what? What are you going to have to do in the position that you're in? And as I mentioned, you're going to need to be able to find the members and help them join and be able to walk them through the process and be able to walk them through the benefits. And we're going to go over a whole bunch of those. But I do want to say, from listening to one of the previous sections, is if you haven't already gone through your budgets, please, membership directors, get yourself a budget. You're going to want to be able to send out the cards. You're going to need stamps for the cards. You're going, you know, there's just certain things that will help keep your members involved that you're probably not necessarily thinking about right up front. And if your group hasn't had a budget before, you're going to want to have one now. So think about these people as your clients. You're going to want to keep in touch with them. And you're going to want to do that through, you know, snail mail, sometimes popping in, whatever it is you guys have decided to use as your strategy. But please make sure that you are somewhere on the budget. I'm going to go through your governance structure. Again, this was touched on a little bit earlier. So, ooh, wow. So you're hanging over here. One of the most important pieces I think that you need help. You're going to need to get yourself at least 1 or 2 people that can report back to you that can help you do something in order to keep your members in there. And the person or the people that I have found that were the most helpful when I was doing it are your strategic partners or national affiliates. Either one of those. They're looking for business too, and what better way to get it than you as a membership director providing them with a list of every phone number of every member in your group, and they get to call them and invite them back or help them renew, et cetera, et cetera. So that is a group that likes this job, believe it or not. They like to be able to participate with the membership director, and we call them a recruitment or retention chair. That's the person who's going to keep track of and keep in touch with those that are coming up on renewal, which will come up in March, January through March. And then they'll also be the ones that'll go back to those that have fallen off in the last couple of years. You know, I know we did. We had a lot of people fall off this year. Those people can be touched again. I bet nobody's really called them to find out why yet. And when you touch them and they've been out of the program for a while and don't know what we've been doing this year, you can certainly bring them back up to speed. Jennifer, you're up.
Okay. Well, I think membership is extremely important. And as a matter of fact, when I first got into Women's Council, which was just a few months after I became a realtor, you know, I was encouraged to bring new members in and everything. So it doesn't have to be someone that's been in Women's Council a long time to bring people in. You can educate every single person and new person, you know, to do so. And like Kathy mentioned, it is very important to have help as the membership director, and also not only just retention person, but maybe assign someone also to kind of keep up with your strategic partners and make sure, you know, they're taken care of as well, because they're very important. But the scope of duties, there's several, but let's kind of do a summary of them. So conduct an aggressive outreach strategy to communicate the value of the network and Women's Council brand, engaging prospect, new and renewing members. So this is just something important, you know, when you do your orientations and stuff to get ready for 2021, you know, kind of figure out some key things that you want to do and keep recurring, you know, throughout, and have everyone involved, because like it's been mentioned, it's everyone's job to bring new members in. Develop and implement a member recruitment and retention strategy to grow realtor membership based within the network. That is something also when you do your orientations that are coming up, you know, think about different little events or mixers or something that you can do that will encourage new members to come in, and make sure your board members, leadership team, committee members, make sure they each, I mean, kind of make it a requirement for each of them to invite someone new each time, or 1 or 2 people. Support and follow through on all National and Texas Council membership marketing campaigns. There's some great flyers and information that's already provided to you. You don't have to recreate it. They do contests, and you can just take that information and share it on your social media, send it through your emails or all the other forms of communication you have. You will work with the governing board to establish membership recruitment and retention goals as part of the network business plan. We kind of touched on that. You just kind of want to have a plan in there and what's important. Oversee implementation of new member welcome orientation, as well as first-year member communication strategy using tools and resources provided. And we will hit a little bit more on that here in just a little bit. And something else that's important, you know your bylaws and your standing rules, because as the membership, you know, director, you're going to be asked that a lot with new members, a lot of questions about policies and procedures and why certain things are happening. Oversees implementation of member communication, a drip system using tools and resources provided. There are a lot of really great flyers and information on the Women's Council website that you can use and post. And I encourage everyone to post them regularly, not just a couple times a year. And just keep throwing them out there, because not everyone scrolls down through all your social media and stuff. Monitors and supports development of strategic partner benefit packages. That's also something that you will do and put together at your orientation, and just make sure that everyone, not just the membership director, but everyone on that leadership team has. Make sure they have a copy they can access in their phone, because if you're out and about and you talk to someone that's interested in becoming a strategic partner, it's so easy, and it makes Women's Council look, you know, together if you can just shoot them over that really quick. Manages membership chair and project teams as needed to accomplish tasks. You will need lots of you know, people to work on project teams for sure with the membership. Monitors and evaluates success of all membership development and outreach efforts, and reports to the governing board. So as Kathy mentioned, everyone in Women's Council should be bringing in members, especially the leadership team, but you are going to be the one that reports it to the governing board and does the report specifically on that. So you will need to know the members, keep up with that, look on the national website. If there's any discrepancies or anything, then, you know, resolve those and work with them. Don't wait until, you know, 3 or 4 months have gone by. Look at it monthly or a few times a month to keep on top of it. And it's very important to attend the National and State Women's Council meetings. You know, look at the budget on it, you know, or find extra strategic partners that can help and sponsor you to go to that, because those meetings are very beneficial. And I think Rebecca mentioned it too. If you attend these meetings, even if you're not, you know, an officer yet, you get a lot out of them, and you actually see how important it is. I attended these meetings even before I was in Women's Council, and, you know, it's a benefit, and it's part of the reason why I got involved. Also, just encourage members, encourage people. When you're talking to people and you see a great quality that they have, you know, go up and tell them that. We all appreciate compliments and knowing that we have a strength in something. So that's a great way to get them involved in the leadership team. And notes and, you know, try to stay on top of that, maybe birthdays, have your, you know, the governing board sign little notes. And when you get a new member, send a card to them to welcome them to it. One of the great flyers that's on the website are the top 5 reasons to join Women's Council. Post this often. You know, it's great top referral network. 54% of the members are sent 1 or more referrals to another Women's Council member. I mean, I know I go to Women's Council all the time to refer agents, and I also do it for other agents. So even people that may not be involved in Women's Council have reached out to me, and I will look up a Women's Council person in another state for them. You know, business leadership training, and there's so much education, and with this, you know, COVID, we don't like to talk about, but it's actually shown us how many more things that are available and all the things that we can do online in education across the United States, not just in our own little network. And you know, our numbers are strong, and, you know, just use that flyer a lot.
Awesome, thank you. Real quick, most of you probably know the different types of membership, but if not, we're going to go over them. So your national realtor members, that's most of you probably on the screen. And if you are not a National Realtor member, in order to be on the executive line, you must be a national affiliate member. So your strategic partners can't come in, obviously, as an executive line, but they can transition into your national affiliate member if you guys have space in there and they are part of your board, et cetera, et cetera. So there's going to be criteria for each of these. They are found on the website. Obviously, the first two are the easiest to figure out. And then you have your non-resident members, and those would be, if I wanted to join Hill Country, it's not my area, but I can still join. I can be a member there. It's just not the area I would vote in. I would vote in San Antonio as my primary. So you can join multiple, and feel free to do that. I know it's tend to be a little bit cheaper to do that, and you can get all the benefits of their areas also. National Realtor and affiliate members, those are the ones that are eligible for the officer positions, which I just mentioned. They must be a member of your local board in order to become a national affiliate. That's how they're going to show up on our national website. They will then be a voting member. Strategic partners would not get a vote. Membership is tracked at national, so you should be able to find them on your roster. And if for some reason you don't, membership directors, I will tell you this because this past year has been difficult for some. They're getting it cleaned up, but you do need to keep track with the money and the checks that are coming into your hand with the applications versus the names that are on your national roster. You have to I would keep up with that every time you get one, or you're going to be going back, after each month or every other month, because I'm going to be calling, asking you for reports. All of your district vice presidents will need a report every single month from you. So please keep up with those so we can match our numbers. And we know that somebody might be missing from national, and we need to have that addressed. All billing would be done from national, and your national affiliates, of course, are limited to 20% of your total membership. So that, again, is your job. You can't be promising someone to come on as a national affiliate and you're going to get to vote and you're going to get to do this if you already have 20%. That's why you need to know your numbers. You need to have that list in front of you. And for example, someone wants to be a national affiliate, you're already at 20%. I don't know, let's say you have 100 members, they need to bring on 5 realtors, X amount of realtors in order for them to become a national affiliate. I mean, what an incentive for them to find more members for you as agents, realtors, to come on so that they can become a national affiliate. So you can definitely use that to your advantage in order to help get more members. Non-resident member, primary member of another network. Again, that would be me in San Antonio joining any of your networks. I would be a non-resident member. I could, if in a different state, if you pay the state and local dues. So again, we have, that is a separate piece on each state's charges. Everyone has a different charge for their state. You are not eligible to vote on your non-resident network. Your billing is done locally because they're just billing me. National is not billing me. I'm already a national member, and you must track that locally. So again, you might have names on your list that will never show up at national. You still need to know that. And this is a copy of the membership application. So this you can use and create into a trifold. It's actually beautiful. In a couple slides, you'll see the interior of it. But this is a trifold that you can have available on the membership tables that they were mentioning that you're going to want to have at different events. You can just keep these with you where someone can go in and fill it out. It already has the national dues on there. You can fill in your state. And of course, each of you has a different local dues per your network, whatever's in your standing rules. So you can keep these and hand them out as you please. You can, of course, send anyone to the national website to join. That is the easiest way to keep all of the paperwork, clutter, checks, all those things that are going out of style out of your hands. But that doesn't mean you don't want it there as, an example or as a piece to use for marketing, of course. You're up, Jen.
And new member orientation. That's actually been one of my favorite because, it's always fun to get new members in, and then you want them to feel welcomed, but you also want them to know more about what Women's Council is about. So it's recommended, to do a few times a year a new membership orientation. Every network is going to be somewhat different, of course. I know in Austin, we did a lot quarterly. There were a couple of years we did them every other month because we had that many new members to do. This is another flyer that you can get off of the national website that is great to have at your new member orientation. So it just explains, it hits again on leadership and referrals and you know, the performance management network, the PMN, you know, leadership designation to get, the national meetings and everything. Just inform them about all of that stuff. When you're putting one together, you schedule it, utilize your strategic partners. So for instance, if you have a title company, have them host one of your new membership orientations. Do it in the morning and have them provide a light breakfast. They love doing that. They can, you know, they can do that all day long. And, you know, they're not having to write a check or, you know, give money like that. Have, you know, let your other strategic partners host one as well. Some other good things to do is if you do one later in the day, you know, do a wine and cheese where you go over all your new membership orientation stuff. And then when you're done, you just kind of have this little happy hour with wine and cheese. Make sure as many of your governing board members attend your new membership orientations as well. That way they can, you know, they can for sure tell their why and let these new members know why they got into Women's Council, and then also go over all the flyers and the different things that Women's Council offers. You know, make sure they know the mission statement and the impact and the vision statement and the core values. All of that stuff is also on the national website. So have it together, put a packet together so that you can hand it out. Sometimes if someone becomes a member and it might be a little bit before the new membership, send over a PDF of that packet so they can get some information beforehand. Reach out to them, make sure that they know about the orientation on it. You can either do things where maybe after your orientation, you do a member only happy hour. You could have another strategic partner, you know, sponsor that and, you know, provide, you know, appetizers or, you know, a drink, one or something like that with someone. And that lets the new members get to know all the other members as well. So anyway, just all of that stuff is good. You can do things like, you can do the pinnings also at the orientation or do it at the happy hour after the orientation. You can schedule and do pinnings at the first of a meeting or an industry event to announce them, but always announce on social media and everything your new members, what they do, you know, and they like that. They like the recognition. They will share it on their Facebook page as well. When you're in the orientation, it is a great time to have them fill out the member involvement form. This just asks some questions that is good for you and the leadership team to have and to help you see who can do what task and who you might want to reach out to. There's also the interview form as well. I think that's in your packet also. So that's a good one to have, that when you announce or you your new members, you can, you know, read a little bit about them or do a little thing on, you know, your Facebook or social media stuff. Also, your member interview template, you know, that's a good thing to have, that if you decide to do a weekly member to recognize a member every week and to recognize a strategic partner every week. And communication is critical. So new members specifically, it's good to put them maybe all on a separate, you know, group text at first, just to make sure they're aware of everything that's going on, but have everyone reach out to them. Kathy, you're muted.
Dreadful. I know you've all wanted to do that a few times. Anyway, you just want to make sure that you do keep in contact with them like you would any other client. That's really vital. But I also want to say that once you have them, you can't forget about them in person. You know, there's very few people that in the world that can just command a room when they walk in. And these people now are going to come to your meetings if we go back to in person, and they're still not going to know anybody. I would highly suggest you use them as greeters or hospitality for other new members coming in, or you find a couple of your core members. You're going to have a good core group. Everyone does that's been around for a while. They can start off as the greeter. They can be the partner to this person until this person can come in and have a very warm, fuzzy feeling. You don't want them to just sign up and feel like the odd man out standing in the corner. It's happened to me. I know it's happened to many others. And it's not just the capture, it's the keep. And it really is finding out what they're good at and incorporating them into your entire council, your group there. Is there anyone here that has any questions?
It looks like they were asking about how can paper applications be ordered?
So I'm going to show you, actually. I don't know about ordering those. If you want to print them, and Cheryl or Peggy may be able to answer this better. I don't know if you can order them from National or if you actually just take these forms that I'll show you on the website and get them printed yourself.
You can print them. In the past, we would just pick them up when we were at a national, at our national events. But you can order them, but you can print them probably just.
Yeah, I'm not sure
very
you
easily.
can order them any longer, but as Cheryl says, you can just print them. I mean,
Yeah.
It's so much easier, right?
Yeah, you just send these 2 pages. So that's what I'm going to show you. A lot of the information Jennifer and I gave you is in the program that Peggy sent you already. But we're also going to show you where you're going to find it on the website, because you guys need to figure out this website and where you're going to find your pieces of information. One, because you need to be able to get them registered. You may need to be able to print out a copy of an application for someone to fill out. And then you also need to be able to go through it when you're doing your new member orientation, right? You have to be able to help them build a profile. We can't help someone build a profile if you can't pull your own up. And so it's going to be vital to learn where to go. I use the simplest portion that I can, and I'm going to get out of sharing this screen real quick, and I'm going to go share the website screen if it's still hanging around here somewhere. Share that one. Okay, now you can find out how well I can drive. Anyway, log in. Obviously, you have to know your login. Once you've logged in, if you are part of your executive team, you will see the word admin. That's important. You will have more pieces in here than someone else. So you can't just have someone else log in and say, where do you find this? And you're in a members, you're in that website through their name. You have to be through your own. You have to be in through admin. So one of the pieces that I showed you came up, let's see. We were going to go to Member Center. Once you get in here, you're going to go to Network Tools, and you can find these in multiple places, by the way. So if you see it again, don't think I've confused you, because I confused myself in the past. So that's where I went. Member Center, Network Tools. This policy and procedure manual is going to have a bunch of links in it. I'll take you there first. And the piece I put on the slide that I had out there that is in your program also shows page 9. So not to ignore all this. This is important for all you membership people. There's your values. There's your whys. There's where we came from. I just don't have time to read it all to you. Sorry. Actually, yeah, no. You know, just it is full of information, and that policy and procedure manual actually pops up on multiple pages. Page 9 is the one I was focusing on, and the reason is you can find your branding here. So if you are going to print something, this link's going to take you to your branding. You can find that application here. Okay, this is what it looks like. So it would be inside outside in a trifold if you printed both pieces. Great piece of information to use. And I will tell you, every time you go back, you end up in the same place. It doesn't have a soft back button. That's the same. So it's a link to the exact same place. The second one is page 9, number 4. Oh, okay. So I would be in the same place, sort of. Come back. Network tools. If I scroll down on the same page, right? WCR.org, Member Center, Network Tools, I'm right here. This is where I just was, Policy and Procedure Manual. If you scroll down, you'll find a bunch more information. This is the one I want you to have. First year communication strategy, guys. It's going to spit it out for you, exactly what you're going to want to do to keep up with your new members. It will tell you when to send them something. It'll tell you how to send them something. Sometimes it tells you exactly what to say. So I'm going to let Jennifer go through some of this.
Yeah, so the first year is important, but as we all mentioned, it's, you know, it's important to remind all of our members of this stuff kind of throughout. So you see on there, you want your new members to feel welcome and become familiar with the value and the membership to access the benefits. You know, it talks about in the first month, you know, a welcoming email they get from National, but then have the president and the president-elect check in, have them send a personal message or write, you know, a personal note card. Have your entire governing board sign a little note card to welcome them, you know, to it. Reach out, have strategic partners, you know, help you reach out to new members, you know, and for that fact, new members that haven't renewed, it gives them a great reason to kind of talk about their business too, but, you know, to keep them going with Women's Council. There's all sorts of videos and the membership and the flyers, and just make sure they know that. The profile is so important to have them get that done. And so reach out. And if they join and there's not an orientation right away, then, you know, reach out to them and tell them the steps on how to get that done as well. And then on it, I think we went over that part. Newsletters, column, visit, strategic partners. I mean, this just spells out everything. I think most of it we kind of talked about. But after that first year, you know, it's encouraging. It's encouraged to do a survey of some sort and find out, you know, what are the things they really liked? Is there something they don't like? Do they feel like they're getting enough out of it? Review that interview form that they fill out, you know, reference back to that, and then talk to them and find out if they got what they wanted to out of it. And if they didn't, find out, you know, what you can do to help them get that out of there. So.
And it's really important that you as the membership director, you need to give them a voice. Nobody knows who someone is until they've spoken or said something to the group, right? And even when we're in these Zoom meetings, like Sylvia called out a few people, you got a bit of personality from some people. You don't have that typically unless you allow them to speak. So I thought she had a great idea as far as interviewing somebody once a week. Why not? Find out why they're there. Find out a little bit about them so that they're not as much of a stranger when they come back into the room next time. Give them that partner, allow them an opportunity to do the invocations or the inspirations or things like that. You need to give them a purpose. Without a purpose, they're just a human sitting in a chair, and that's exactly what they're going to feel like. I don't have to sit in a Women's Council chair. I can sit in a Texas Realtors chair. I can sit in an REP chair. I can sit anywhere that someone wants me. But if you don't make them feel wanted and you don't give them a spot, I could go back to Rebecca's example. She really did just show up in Washington and it was fine. We had, you know, space, and she was sitting in the regional meeting. So those of you who have been know that there's a big table in the center of the room with 6 to 10 ladies around it. And the rest of us are just sitting on the outskirts of this room, kind of surrounding it. She's in the corner bebopping to her headphones. And Nancy called her out and asked her a question. She didn't hear it for the first couple of times, but when she did, I think the fact that somebody called her out, somebody saw her, like just they saw that it was a new person in the room, called them out and asked them a question. I think that's the reason she's here. Had she just been a person in a chair and gone home and be like, oh, that's what you do, I truly think it probably would have been different. But somebody cared to ask her a question like, why are you here? What are you doing here? And so it's really important. Everybody has a story, and it's probably not the story you think it is. And I've told mine before, the only reason I'm a member is because I connected with people who could help me at the time. It was purely emotional. It had nothing to do with referrals or money or being smart or nothing, absolutely nothing to do with many of the things that are in print. It was finding a group of people that related with me, that lived part of my life, and all of those things that I didn't really have before in my business world, right? And it's getting that connection with these people. And once you do, you're kind of, you'll see some lifers, truly.
And to continue that, we don't do enough of telling our why and our story. And I think it should really be part of any time we get together. If it's just someone takes 1 or 2 minutes to, either call somebody up, let them know ahead of time, maybe, but call them up and just ask what their why is, or ask what their favorite thing about Women's Council is. That can help with, keeping members in there, because sometimes you talk to someone and they're not aware of maybe all the history or all the different opportunities that are there. Sometimes it's part their fault, but it's also part our fault as officers that we didn't reach out to them, like Kathy said, and make them feel important. But if we take more time just making sure people know our why, at the new orientations, have all of your officers tell their why or how they got into Women's Council, and do that at these meetings. And I know some of the networks did panels with people that had been in Women's Council, and did live panels and just asked questions and why and what they're doing in business. And I mean, there was a lot of reaction to that, because some people didn't quite understand how important or how meaningful it all was. So
awesome. Does anyone have any questions? I mean, I will say, if you're stuck on where to find these things or how to get them, you can certainly contact me. I'm easy to find. And of course, any of your district vice presidents, they are knowing where all of this info is, because they've been in here for a little bit. But we want to make sure it's easy access, because it's great to go to a class and go, oh yeah, I want to use this, 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 and this. And then you go home, and you're like, where was that? If you refer back to Peggy's program, all of the slides are in there. And they will walk you through, at least they'll even give you the pages. You don't even have to go to the website to find them. But if you do want to get something printed or you want to find it, we can certainly show you exactly where it is. Did anyone pop anything up in the chat?
Yeah,
Kathy,
Yes.
I have a comment.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, Alex.
Just kidding.
Go ahead, Alex. I'll go after you.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Aren't you a gentleman? Oh, there are still
Right.
white knights out there, aren't there? You mentioned the member involvement form. That's one of my favorite forms for the last 17 years, and it is one of the best tools that we can use. So I had an idea. So if you do a Zoom orientation, you can set up a poll to have members fill that out in a on Zoom.
Brilliant. Absolutely. And that's true. And I will tell you, that was it was a long form that was in the slideshow. I didn't reprint it. It does say the word chapter. So if you guys get in there, please go. It's in the really light gray. That one's actually was harder to see than most of them. It has not been altered yet. I would have had to pull it all down and retype it today, and I was in class instead. So please use that, though. You will find people have different, come on, girls, cancer brain.
Different
Help me
skills.
out.
Different skills.
They, all of them, have the ability to do something that you possibly can't do. And all you need to do is ask. So once you get on a paper.
I think it's also good, now with all of the different ways and little surveys that we can do to send that out to all members, because we tend to do it when they first become a member, and then we don't, and we might forget, or now you've had a turn of maybe members and leadership, and they just don't remember. And then those people aren't utilized, and maybe that's why they're dropping off too. So,
Well,
Absolutely.
this is a new member form, but there's also the member form interview template. And so they're basically the same, but one is for new members and one is for our current members. So absolutely have people, I mean, this could just be a conversation and you're going
Yeah.
back and filling it in. You don't have to get people to fill it in. I mean, this gives you a reason to have a conversation with someone. Well, what are you looking for in women's council?
yeah.
What's your niche? I mean, this is just a conversation piece for everyone to use.
And we really all should know the answers anyway. I mean, it's the truth. It's just those are little things you should know. Shai had mentioned sending a note card, welcoming people with their pins. And actually an easy source to that, we did this one year, is you bring 20 note cards to your very first meeting, your governing board meeting, you all sign it and then you pass it back, so that membership, you're not chasing 4 other people to sign a card each time you get someone to sign up. Have a stack pre-signed. Make it easy for yourself. Alex, I know you had something.
Yeah, Alex.
Yes, I was gonna ask, for you said the member roster is not completely updated. How do we get the actual, I don't know, something that is updated and current?
Well, so I'm not saying it's not updated. I'm saying you need to know if it's updated. And obviously you're the incoming, the person before you should know if their list matches the national list. And if it doesn't, you can be making phone calls because you can prove I have this check or they have this credit card that shows they've paid. So what you're getting from your previous membership chair director should be correct. Please ask them. And if not, if they haven't done it, you may need to start from scratch if they're not willing to sit with you and do it at that point in time. But once you let it get behind, it is a much bigger snowball than you probably want to deal with.
So if, let's say, my membership director is gone, she died and she's gone. How do I
I'm
get
sorry.
that? No, I mean, she didn't die. It's just an example.
Oh,
She's alive.
okay.
But
Okay.
let's suppose she's gone. And
Right.
how do I get an current and updated list? How do I go about it?
Hopefully, I mean, you can pull the current list off the national website, right? That's what they're going to have. Hopefully, this person, before they disappeared, there was mail that came to your network that said so and so and so and so and so and so joined. They still mail you that piece of information, and or is it the presidents get the email? Am I correct still?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been a president
You're
a little
right.
bit. Okay, president should get an email that so and so has joined. So other people have that record. It's just putting it together because they may not have it at their fingertips. They didn't think they would need it.
Do they get an email when they renew as well?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You need to reconcile every month your membership list just to make sure that it's accurate,
Someone is a member, okay, and they know they're a member. You're going to have an interaction with them that you're going to know somehow that they're a member. And if they're not on the roster, then and National has no record of them becoming a member, then that's the time when you have to start putting some puzzle pieces together and asking this person, oh, I need a copy of your email, when your membership was received. We've had a lot of incidences where people did not complete their membership applications. They didn't hit send. How many times have all of us gone back into our text messages and gone, oh my gosh, I thought I sent that message, but you didn't send it. Or you go into your email and it's still sitting there in drafts. It's the same thing. If you don't send it all the way and complete it, then National's not going to get it. And honestly, National is pretty much caught up. And so if you have some unique situations where people are claiming that they're members when you have no record of it, then that's unfortunately, you're going to have to get together with them and get some proof, because obviously they fell between the cracks or they simply just didn't finish their application. And the other thing is, if you charged it to a credit card, go to your credit card and see if there's a charge there, because it's very possible, like I say, that it just didn't go through. So we don't want to lose anybody, but by the same token, we can't just take people's word for it that they are a member. We really, unfortunately, have to delve into it a little more deeply.
And all of you remember, your district vice presidents are on this screen, every one of them. Please go and ask if you have any issues. And I will also throw this out there. We also have a job, as do you. And one of our jobs is to report back by the 15th of every month on your numbers, your events, et cetera, et cetera. So you will be getting a call if you don't already have a meeting set up with your district vice president to have that reconciled anyway. That will start in January. That means you need to know what you're starting with going in anyway. So please do yourselves a favor and keep track of those once a month so that it's just a piece of cake to pull it up when we do need to ask you for it. We'd really appreciate it.
And I want to
Jen. Oh, sorry.
I want to add that every one of you are now leaders that the members and other members of your board are going to be looking at. You want to have your Women's Council profile updated. Okay, when I'm going to mail you a card, I'm going to go to the Women's Council profile to get your address. So, and that's just the half of it, right? I mean, your profile needs to be up to date. You're now part of Radius. If you want a referral, you better be able to be found. When we call your number, we don't want to hear doo, doo, doo. We want you to answer and give you the referral. So that's one thing. And it really helps membership, of course, because people can go there and find you because maybe they're researching Women's Council and you're their connection and they want to go and look at your profile. Now they go look at your profile. You haven't been there in 3 years and it's all wrong. Well, they're not going to be so impressed to think that you might be using this as any kind of an asset in your business. The other thing I'm going to say is that you need to add Women's Council to your email signature and if possible, the insignia to your and the logo to your business card. So you show people that you are a member, and when people don't know what Women's Council is and they see that logo on your card or on your signature, they're going to ask you about it. And they're going to see that as extra credibility for you. I had someone say to me the other day, I'm really impressed by everything that's on your signature with this organization you belong to. I'm really working with a pro, and it's all perception, right? Mm-hmm. So by all means, those are two really important things. I have a link, as I mentioned earlier in this day, I have a link on my signature that also says wcr.org join now. So people can click right there and go and join.
Hey, real quick, someone gave me a title I'm not sure that I want. Can we just get that removed after my name?
Okay, what's that?
Miss Kathy, can I comment on Alex? Go back to Alex. So there's a lot of people involved when a new member joins. The president and the membership director receive an email. Then the treasurer or the or whoever's in charge of collecting the mail receives a reimbursement check from National every quarter, which then goes and turns into the hands of the treasurer. Right. So they have a recording of that report or that invoice, or not an invoice, receipt. And then when the membership director is saying they're providing their committee report, their report for the governing board member, you have that money was received, and either the new member, your secretary that's taking the minutes can also put that maybe in their minutes or have have a separate sheet, just like they have the motions. So almost everybody on the board is aware. Yes, there were issues last year and this year with the new change. But at least 5 people know what's going on, especially the treasurer, because the treasurer receives that check and that report. And if a treasurer, a secretary, or somebody receives that envelope and you only receive a check, please reach out to Membership National and ask for a report. They are behind a bit. They had a change in staff, so they are getting onto it. All you have to do is just reach out to them and say, I received a check. I don't know who my new, I don't mean, can I get a reconciliation report? But at least out of the 6 board members, 5 know who's a new member.
I have a comment. Oh, I have a comment. I don't know if somebody else does. I've had my hand up. Going along the story with Kathy as to her why, when I see a new member, one of the reasons that I involve them, or when I know that there's a brand new member on the board, on the network, one of the reasons that I do is that I point out different people that are members. And I tell that new member, look at this person, look at this person, look at this person, follow them, see what they do. And the new members use Women's Council, and also to recruit. The new members use Women's Council to also help them increase their business, because that's one of the things that we keep saying. So for example, my sister's here and she's a brand new member. I immediately asked her to become a member, and I pointed out, you know, check out this person, learn from this person, look at this person. So that helps a brand new member, a brand new agent also increase their production and motivates them, and they have people to look up to. And I've even asked her to reach out to certain people and ask them how their business is. So that's something that I tell people about Women's Council, of why. At least that's what helped me with Women's Council.
Anyone else have any questions?
Thank you.
I was just going to say, you know, a lot of people, you know, sometimes make comments about why is it worth it to spend the money, and you know, really it's one of the least expensive organizations that you can be a member of, but you get so much out of it from just the classes and meeting the people alone, the education. I got into Women's Council at the beginning of getting into real estate, and so it helped me build my team of lenders and title companies and inspectors and everyone like that. I also have people I can always call if I need a recommendation on anything. But if you think about, if you just reach out and send a referral, even if you're giving a referral to another state, and let's say it's only, you know, it's like $225, and you get a 25% referral on that, that's almost $1,700, and your membership is under $200. So that one little thing pays for your membership for several years. So it's, you know, it's very much worth the cost and getting involved.
And can I say something that hasn't been mentioned yet? We all are always asking about how we can utilize our past presidents. Guess what? This is a great place. Put them on the phone with the not yet reneweds and watch them go to work. They drank the Kool-Aid. They love the organization. They know everything about it. Let them get on there and ask all the right questions and find out what those members are looking for, and get those members re-engaged and involved, as well as get the people who have not yet renewed to re-sign up again, and also get them involved and make them feel welcome, and find out what it is that they're looking for and why it is that we even had to call them to re-engage them. So your past presidents are a great resource to you. While we do want to move forward and we want to be part of tomorrow and we want to be newfangled and modern, we also, Women's Council has this fabulous structure that's tried and true and a proven structure for training leaders in the industry. These past presidents are part of why that is so. They guard the legacy of this organization very, very tightly. And so they are a great resource to you to help with your membership efforts.
I will just say Women's Council is the inspiration. You will walk into an organization where you have trusted advisors. You will walk into an organization where it's not about the competition. It's about somebody reaching out and finding out something that you didn't even know you had in yourself and helping you to discover to be that person. And not only do you have an opportunity to be a part of any network in Texas, you can be a second, you can have a non-resident membership anywhere in the country for state and local fees only. I mean, those are just 4 of the examples that you can use to sell Women's Council. So I love it. I'm inspired by it. And I see it gets better and better and better every year. Peggy's doing a fantastic job. Looking forward to 2021.
Yeah, you are. It's all about retirement, right?
Well,
All right, we're going to give a big
also
thank you to all
remember-
our most important people.
Yes.
Well, I just feel like you all have done an amazing job.
Yeah.
I would really like to commend our district vice presidents for the great job they did. They literally planned all of this for you, all of it. I literally handed them a slideshow, said, here, update this and plan a 1-hour session for program and membership directors. Bam, they went off and they did it. And big hand, right? Good job. Really good job. So I'm very impressed. And I'm going to say the same thing. My team, they didn't get anything but a slideshow and they took off. Jen and Claudia planned a beautiful session for the treasurers and for the secretaries, arming you with everything that is needed for the coming year. So a big hand to them for sure. I am very impressed with all that everyone has done. So Patty St. Louis obviously is a fountain of never-ending information with respect to the council. She's going to be a great asset to all of you as well as me. So I'm very grateful for her service as my president-elect in 2021. We really complement each other well. I'm the flighty, off there, social butterfly person. And she's like, well, wait a minute now, we got to do this. This is the rules. And so she's really good at keeping things on track and pulling on my little strings from my balloons and bringing me back down to the earth. So I am very much looking forward to 2021. And I don't think we have to change any more links. We are just basically closing it out right here where we are, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right, Karen?
That is correct.
Rebecca? Okay, good deal. So there is a survey poll that we want, while you guys, it's all fresh in your mind right now about what you all have seen. So I'm going to wait a couple more minutes in case there are people who are going to sign on promptly for being able to take part in this at 4:40. It's currently 4:38. So if you all want to take a quick little breather and be back here for the closing remarks and taking the poll before we do our champagne toast out of here.
Would you like me to play the video for just the one with no music?
That would be great if you
Let me know when you would like me to stop it.
I don't hear anything, Claudia.
There's no music on this one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think it is safe to go ahead and finish out here pretty quick. As soon as everybody gets
sharing.
back on.
Stop sharing.
Stop sharing. We're good. So you have the poll ready, Rebecca? Is she back yet?
Wait, I do. I'm sorry, my camera's off. I do. All right.
All right.
Here we go. Oh, hold on one second. I got to change one person. Okay, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, hold on. Please hold.
You gonna put some sausage on the grill?
Yeah, put some on for me.
I'm in too.
Me
I'll be there.
too.
I'm on my way.
I want some chicken and sausage.
Barbecue sauce, some tortillas.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there in 9 hours. Keep the
my
grill
husband
going.
is going right now to get our wine dinner pickup.
Oops.
We're gonna have wine dinner here at the house with 50 other people.
Liquid diet.
I didn't think you were having guests yet.
I'm not having anyone here, honey. It's 50 people on Zoom.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, I got
That's a wine dinner.
you. Okay.
But I want to say something that I don't think I've said all day, and that is that I recognize that this 55 people or so that are still here, you guys are showing the commitment, and you are the ones that will absolutely be sure to realize success with your involvement in Women's Council. The people who aren't here and who didn't put Women's Council first and aren't making their commitment to the council a priority, it's obvious what happens to their networks because they just don't have the commitment. And that's the difference. So I'm going to say to you that by the mere fact that you all are here and you're engaged and you're doing your part to bring value to your members by finding out how to be the best possible leader for your network. It's so obvious, and it will come back to you tenfold in success in your network. And not only that, but being recognized for future leadership in other positions going forward. So I'm going to say congratulations to all of you for being here and being involved and being committed. I can't say that enough, and how important it is. If you want to be successful, it is what you get out of it. I think we all know that in life in general. And I also want us to thank all the superstars today that have put on this production. Rebecca Byers, of course, leading the team. And then we have Shannon and Karen, who you have found out to be the superstars in registration, and Ty Miller, who has helped push that button to let you all in and be a part of all this as well. She just stepped up and leaned in. So thank you to all of you for this. And again, very little guidance from me. They got together as a team, worked it all out, figured out how they were going to do it, and here you are. So we are at the end of the day of what I would consider to be a very successful day, and we owe them a great gratitude for spending their time doing what they did. It's a lot of planning, a lot of hard work, and I recognize that, and so does everyone here. So as soon as Rebecca's ready for that poll,
We are trying to get it to go. It's telling me that I am not in the right device, but this is the only device I work from. So Missy was checking it for me. And we're trying to see why it's telling me that. So give me just a sec. I'm sorry. Hold on. Keep talking.
we can do that. So I want to ask some questions. I've got my little sheet here of questions. I want to ask everybody here, and y'all unmute yourself and answer if you want to answer. What
Yes, ma'am.
are your takeaways from today? What is the one thing you are taking away that you think is going to make a huge difference in having attended this today? Unmute yourself and give me your answer. Christy?
Start planning.
Alex?
I'm sorry, I was saying to start planning our year, but really plan and schedule everything that we can.
Okay. Renee?
I was actually going to say the same thing. Get your year planned well in advance and make sure your strategic partners know that your year is planned well in advance for them as well.
Yep, very important. Cheryl? Ramirez?
How much information and guidance there is on the national website. It's awesome.
There certainly is. Anybody else? Takeaways. I want to hear your takeaways. I'm gonna call on you. Enid, what was your takeaway today? Unmute yourself, Enid.
So many.
Give me
I
one.
think I loved Chris when she was talking from Women's Council. I think talking about some of the treasurer's responsibilities. I love the way she talked. I thought she was awesome.
Awesome. How about you, Sandra? Sandra Ramsey?
Well, I just think that for me today was, you don't know what you don't know. And I've learned that there are so many valuable women and members out there to help and assist and guide you through this whole ordeal with, being a leader. And I'm just looking forward to learning and growing and being a great part of this.
Peggy?
Yes.
Hi, this is Lynn from Fort Bend. This is my third orientation, and I really learned a lot more today. having been in it for the last 2 years and now going as treasurer for the next year. I think our standing rules really need to be looked at really very closely. I know that I was in the process of, we updated ours last year, but even learning in class today, I don't think our standing rules are big enough. I think the first thing we probably need to do is to look back at the standing rules and make sure they are broad enough for each one of our duties. So that's one of the things I think our network needs to do, is go in and look at the standing rules before we do everything else.
Oh, I think that's the greatest advice in the world, Lynn. I think that needs to be number one. Start out the year with your standing rules in order. Your incoming board needs to sit down and go through those and make sure, because that is going to guide everything you do. Yes, Miss Patty.
We didn't keep track, but what would you guess how many times throughout this day that the words standing rules and or bylaws were said? Would you guess 50? Would you guess 75? It's so important. That's a really good point, Lynn.
And as I mentioned in the very beginning, if you put your standing rules, a copy of your standing rules and your bylaws into box.com, which is the box that Claudia keeps referring to, it's actually box.com. If you put it in the box in box.com, then we have that at our disposal to be able to help you whenever you need help. If you do not put them there, then it just delays things. But honestly, I hope each and every one of you will grab a glass of wine or champagne, spend some time to go through your standing rules before December so you can start the year out right and all of the expectations that you have can be met. You will understand those standing rules. You'll be able to go, yes, but we can't do that because it's not in the standing rules. Or yes, we have to do it this way because that's how it is in our standing rules. You'll all know them really well if you spend time as a team like we did going through the standing rules. I promise you, you will find so much to change in there. Bring your Crayolas. There'll be lots of colors on your standing rules.
Okay, Peggy, I think we are ready to go. I'm going to have Missy launch it, but we are ready to go.
Awesome. Go, Missy, go. All right. So everybody answer this, please.
Peggy, do you want the state officers to answer as well?
Sure. And remember, you have to scroll down by using the scroll bar on the right-hand side. It's a long survey.
I see a total of 10 questions.
Correct. That's the most you can have.
Do we skip the ones that don't apply to us? Like it's asking, has the
Well, you just
2021?
said no. Just click no.
Or
no, you didn't go to it. So.
Oh, no, I went, but it's asking, as the 2021 president-elect, was the information helpful? I'm not either of those, but it was helpful.
skip it. Yeah, or you can
Yeah,
say
if it was helpful to you, just put it was helpful.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm
you.
not sure if she set it up where you don't have to answer if you didn't attend.
Yeah, I tried and you have to answer everything. So I just clicked yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me submit.
So actually we should have just used radio buttons, but I'm not sure that that's what was used. I didn't build it, so.
Well, I didn't either.
No, you helped me with the questions, which are perfect.
69.
So Madam President, while they're answering the questions, even being on the state board, I have pages and pages of notes that I've taken. I've gotten new stuff out of it myself too.
Great. Well, that's good to hear. So there, that should tell you something even as a part of the leadership team of the state. You're still always learning, always learning, always learning.
Well, one of the things that Lynn said is that she got more this year, but I think the more you hear the information, and it may sound repetitive, but the more you hear it, each time you get more. You get a little bit more than you did because of your experiences. Your experiences are different. So you will.
Well, and I think too, we are all on Zoom here, where before we've been in person. So maybe you're a little more attentive because you're not talking to somebody right next to you when somebody else is talking. So that could have also have been, the last two I was program director, so I was geared into that. So this Zoom, I think, is a really good format. We listen to what people are saying, maybe a little better than when we're actually in person.
That's right. I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
Or the person delivering the message and in the manner that it was delivered this year is different.
It also helps that each board member was able to hear the duties and responsibilities of another board member. That's also a lot. I go back to a lot of communication. A lot of communication is the key. So if I see, I'm gonna pick on Alex just because I can, and he'll get mad, but I don't care. If I see, it's all right. It's all right. If I see that he's messing up or he's not doing something, but because now I've actually had the class, I'm able to say, okay, Alex, yes, you're supposed to do this, or you know what, no, you're not
Poor
supposed
Alex.
to. Poor Alex. Poor Alex. But I mean, I just think that, I mean, I think I've done 6 orientations, and I personally got so much out of this one because I was able to see, especially all the changes that have happened in this last year with Zoom, with COVID. But then I'm also able to hear what is required of each position so that we can make sure that everybody's doing everything for the benefit of the network, for the benefit of the members, because that we all are here for the members. Of course, we get some knowledge as well and stuff like that, but Women's Council is a business and it has to be treated as a business.
I think it's good that everyone can be in all the sessions too.
I think like Lynn said, you're not sitting in the back of the room having a conversation or zoomed out. I mean, you're able to focus on each speaker as they speak and to hear each speaker and to really focus in on what is being said. Because, I mean, you can zone out in the back of the room.
Exactly.
People coming in and out or talking. I say I have ADHD, so here nobody bothers me. I mean, I did have to throw my cats out for a while, but I mean, I just think honestly this way, I think it's gonna hit us more. It's gonna like, how do you say it? Come into our head more.
Cerebral.
There you go.
I just want to remind Jan that the router is on my office and I can unplug anyone at the house.
I got my phone, baby.
And she did throw my cats to the courtyard. So I had to go and put them back into my room.
They were distracting, but I have my mobile phone that I can get my hotspot, so you can take up the internet if you want.
Uh-oh.
May I make another comment?
This is Hollywood Squares, not Family Feud, okay?
May I make another comment, please?
Yes, ma'am.
So the way I think I've shared it with you, with Peggy and Patty and Cheryl, Jen, the way I look at it is 2020 was such an odd, crazy year that our current presidents had to learn a whole new system. And the president-elects had to turn around and kind of shift and see what their presidents were doing and had to learn that whole new system too. So now those president-elects are stepping into the presidential role, and they're brand new kind of sort of to everything. So it's going to be more like everybody is starting fresh, and they're all going to be in uniform because we're all getting the same information at once from state leadership. Does that kind of make sense? That the president-elects are all kind of new, and they're learning a new system all over again, but in uniform with everybody together. That's how I'm looking at it. Did it make sense?
Yep.
Two things.
Perception is 9/10 of the law.
Two things. One, we are at 91%. So 91% of us have voted. And I didn't know if you wanted to continue with the poll being open.
Well, no, I can, I know that some people have, they're in a Hollywood square, but they're really not here. So I've tried to even text with them and they don't answer. So, so I know they just kind of like turned it on and went away, but it's okay. It is what it is. You get out of it what you put in it. So 91% should be good. Miss Enid, do you have something you want to add?
Yes, I wanted to say that I really enjoy that you brought over other leadership from other states. I think that having Pamela added an extra sass, I love what she said about protocol. I think us, even though I'm the president this year and I would be a president a second term, there are things that we are still learning because most of my meetings were on Zoom. I was like the Zoom queen here with all the meetings that I did, but now going next year, hopefully to person, I think that this protocol really, to me, it helped me personally. So I want to thank you for that because I really enjoy it. I enjoy that part a lot.
Yeah, Eileen was great. She is great. She has an incredible way of communicating many things that really haven't come up in other places. So I was, and of course we sat, as she told you, we had 3 different conversations about this and we developed what it was that I wanted her to say. And I would give her a little tidbit and she would just go, and she created that fabulous presentation today that honestly, like far and away, so far and away exceeded my expectations that I can't even tell you. Because as Lynn said earlier, you don't know what you don't know. You just don't know what you don't know. Or it was Sandra that said it. And you don't. And so I didn't know what I didn't know. And my gosh, how about all of that, huh? She just really put together an amazing thing. And then she made it available. I hope you all had the chance to download it.
Yes.
It's just amazing information. And you will see it again this year. I can promise you that. It is really amazing. And I will definitely be asking her to do something as a follow-up this year to revisit that subject.
And the time, I think it was 6:45. She started maybe what, 6:45 or 7 a.m. in California?
Yeah, 7 a.m., yeah.
So
amazing. Yeah,
and she was all food and makeup and everything. She looked ready to go.
Exactly. Well, that's that Women's Council commitment. She's a clear and obvious leadership candidate for national, as she is, because of that right there. It shows her commitment to the organization. So
was it me or did she have purple hair?
She does.
Purple hair.
She's
been waiting to do that. Yeah.
It's because of she loves unicorns.
Yes.
And that's why.
And she has fabulous taste in purple hair.
Yeah, I love purple hair. I would do it tomorrow.
Do it, girl.
Oh man, I want to.
Yes, Peggy.
Come on, girl.
Yes.
I don't even know.
Come over your house and do a purple dye. All of us.
For you.
Let's make it a fundraiser.
Hey,
Peggy, Peggy, I have a proposal for you. How
Yeah,
about
you've got the perfect hair to make purple.
Yeah.
how about you make your dye your hair purple when we hit 2,000 members?
Oh, gladly.
Oh, what a great challenge.
So
What are we
I,
at? What are we at right now? What are we
I
at?
will tell you, we are moving up. We're at 813.
Right.
It's done. It's
So,
in
yeah,
front of what?
so
All
local-
44 people or 44 ghosts, I don't know.
So yeah, if you want to see this right here in purple, girls, you better get to work.
I'll refer my hairdresser.
There you
She's
go.
fabulous.
So if I do a quick calculation, each network, 22 networks, I would say what, 50 members each network? Peggy's hair goes purple.
50 new members. You mean are we
We're at 813.
813? So we need.
You got 1,200 to go.
So what is it?
Lord,
50
that's a
members per network.
I could have purple hair for Christmas.
That's really, they won't even let you sign up members yet. So save them. Say, look.
That's right. That's right.
You get a deal. You can be a member for 2 months free. And then in
Oh.
November, I'll charge you.
Yes.
Let's be realistic. How about it by the end of 2021, by December, we hit the 2,000. Let's be realistic. Would you do it, Miss Peggy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could have purple hair for Christmas next year.
Yeah, she said Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it should be the whole executive line, not just
Oh,
you.
hey, I don't have any hair, so I don't.
Oh, good idea.
Okay, you guys heard that, right? So I can
Yeah.
go purple.
Yes.
So I've been
you
wanting to
too.
go purple. I have been wanting, but he says no.
No, you can go. We can all go purple. I don't have hair, so it's no big deal.
That's not fair.
I would probably do blue.
I'm going
I'll
purple
take
next month.
Oh, well, let's just put it out to the whole local network presidents too.
I'm already there.
Yes, I would say they're already there. I love the unicorn hair, baby. We're going for the unicorn hair. Well, I'm going to go ahead and have a champagne toast for what I believe to be an absolutely
It
wonderful
looks
day
like water to me.
with you. Very dry champagne.
Cheryl.
I'm with you, Peggy, and mine has bubbles.
Waters doesn't have bubbles.
Oh, I should have got
That's
my
what
champagne.
Cheryl says, that it looks like water, Peggy.
And Enid, I said, turn your sound on, honey. I said water doesn't have bubbles.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So here's to all of you having a incredibly successful year, and to Missy Airlines, who once again put us in the sky in
Missy
first class
and Cass.
style,
Mhm.
training all these wonderful girls who took us on a great ride today. And we let Missy sit back in first class and not have to work so hard. Here's to y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca, Shannon, Karen, Ty. Thank you for all your hard work again.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you to all my district vice presidents who did an overwhelmingly good job of training today. Thank you to my leadership team who stepped up and leaned in a big way and helped me pull this off without a hitch. So thank you to you all. And again, I wish you the most success we can possibly have. And remember, purple hair if we get to 2,000. So y'all get busy. We gave you a lot of great ideas. If you go into your manual, you'll find in the membership section one thing they didn't cover and that I wrote some years back, and I've been keeping it up, is the membership meeting agenda. I had been asked when I was a district vice president to meet with one network who was having trouble recruiting members, who went on to become amazing, by the way, not because of me several years later, but this is an agenda that I developed, and every time somebody gives me a new idea, I add it to this. So I would say to you, go in there. That's sort of a quick reference guide of some real easy ideas that you can do to grow your network. So since that is our main focus, to get to 2,000 and purple hair, then I would say you need to pay real close attention to everything in that membership section, especially. And if you come up with some really cool ideas, we want to hear about them so we can share them all across the state, because we're going to need a lot of members. Hey, think of what California and Florida will think when we get to 2,000 members. We'll smoke them, ladies.
Well, we lost some members, but we are creeping back up very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And that's because of
I
our
agree.
local networks. And I know you guys should be feeling the heat and the fire. And you guys should be like, we want and do the sale. Listen, I'm going to give you 2 months free, and then I'm gonna charge a credit card in January. You know. Hey.
Yeah, I'm serious. There's a lot of things you can do to. And Jen, you did something in El Paso to support a program to get new members where you actually did help with the dues too, didn't you?
Yes, we actually, since July, we have 11 new members by doing charging them. So our network dues are $194 and we charge them $150, and the network pays the remaining $44. And of course, because we do have our strategic partners, and because we didn't travel, as El Paso travels a little bit farther, we were able to do that. Yeah. So we have 11 brand new members, actually 12. We had somebody register that we didn't even know who she was. So I honestly believe it has to do with a lot of, we're having almost weekly Zoom meetings. It's not hard to do Zoom meetings. Reach out to your members, reach out to your strategic partners, reach out to your past presidents if they're still involved. Do it yourself if you need to, but set aside one day a week or every other week to have a Zoom meeting on anything really. We're getting, and join other Zoom meetings, other networks. California, Florida, Chicago. I mean, it is so easy, so easy to network right now. I mean, it's like what we're doing right now. A lot of people, the meetings finish, they stay on if you want, you have time to stay on, and you're just chit-chatting. You get that relationship. People start calling you. Hey, I know you, I know somebody in El Paso. I mean, I know somebody here, I know somebody there. I enjoy this. I don't like to leave my house to begin with, but I enjoy this. I am loving this because I'm able to see everybody, not just twice a year, but I've been able to see multiple people at least every week.
I just piggyback and just say, for those networks who sort of like laid down during the COVID and then are now coming back, if you guys need to talk to Jen, or, I mean, they had over 24 programs during this year, and you guys can do the same thing. But you got to get your people to come back in, and you got to give them a reason to come back in. And they were able to do that with CE classes. And like you said, if we had to do it ourselves, there are so many resources from Women's Council National to our national presidents, some of your strategic partners, our strategic partners. I mean, and really, we really got to start selling ourselves a whole lot better than we have been. We are
the education. We are the education people for the realtors. We that's what it is. We're the educators. We are all about educating realtors.
We're
Enid
the
has,
future.
Enid has 9 new members. Go Greater North.
have-
Yes.
Yes, we have
Next
9
week,
members, so we're really excited. The
Go,
last
girl.
2 months.
and next week we are having well, for all the members, all WCR members for anywhere, not just El Paso, it's free, 1 to
I
4
saw that.
contracts,
contract.
and it's a 5 C credit, 5-hour C credit for free for members. So
Great.
Letty, are you here?
Yes, ma'am, I am. You will have to forgive me. I do have to tell you, I'm going to an 80s party, so I'm listening, but I'm getting ready.
Tell us about Houston. What's going on in Houston? Are you the only one here from there?
No, ma'am, I shouldn't be.
I didn't
No.
see Jessica, and I didn't see Susan.
Yeah,
and Nora.
Susan. Yeah, Susan was on here, and Lisa, and Jamie. She is the treasurer. So yeah, they were on here because Susan was on here. I know for sure. She was texting us with all the points, and you know, like she was coming on and saying, "Hey, we got to make sure that we make our president look like a rock star. We have to be ready. We have to be prepared and be organized." And while we were talking, we were well, during the orientation, we were trying to come up with the day that we're gonna do our governing board powwow to start getting ready for 2021.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yes.
Letty was the 2019 membership chair, who was amazing.
Was amazing.
Yes.
She's still amazing.
Thank you.
Letty.
You know, I have to tell you, Cheryl, I appreciate that. You know, in 20 whatever it was, that year that you came and we did our District C meeting, and you guys were in Texas or in Houston. I was so pumped, and I had all these ideas, and then
Oh, I see your man almost naked, girl.
Sorry, he was gonna jump in the shower. Sorry. And, you know, and then of course COVID hit, and well, we all know that. And so I was sad that this year, you know, that I was supposed to help with the state, it was just not the same. Because I know when we had our first meeting, I think when we did it in February and August, you know, everybody was pumped, and I was so pumped, and I was excited about what our membership was going to look like this year. And so, you know, I do have to say, you know, I am really proud of all the networks, but I want to do a kudos to El Paso, because every time I get their email, I'm like, there they go again. Yeah. There they go again. And so I do want to give them a shout out, because I love getting all your emails, and I'm sorry I'm not in El Paso to give you my blood. I love everything that you guys are doing is it's really motivational. I will tell you that, because when I receive your emails, it's kind of like a little reminder of going, okay, El Paso's doing it. We have to step up, and we have to do something too. So thank you, but no thank you. But yes, El Paso, keep up the good work.
It's what's happened when you're 8 hours away from the closest network. That's honestly,
you have nothing but time.
That's what it is. You guys are able to do events together, and see each other more often. And El Paso I mean, we're the forgotten child. So of course we're going to make noise.
Yes,
Girl,
well, you're making a lot of it.
You cannot be self-deprecating. You guys hit it out the park on the marketing.
I mean, honestly, it's our board, it's our past presidents, association, our strategic partners. When they don't hear from us for like a week, I'm getting calls, what's going on? What did I miss? And I'm like, you know what? We took a break because I think people are like saying, oh crap, El Paso's doing this again, and they're doing this, and we're getting so many emails. But you know what? They don't want to attend. They don't have to attend.
They don't have to. Yeah.
I mean, if they want to unsubscribe, they unsubscribe.
Yeah.
And they're all like, oh, well, I want to, what's happening next? I'm all like, here's our list. Here's our Facebook. Here's our website. We're trying to get everything on the microsite as well, which I've been working on. But I mean, I give kudos to my board, Shai, Claudia. Well, Claudia's not my board, but she's my past president. I mean, Alex.
Come in front of me.
We have a couple of more that weren't here. We have the incoming Cheryl, Araceli. I mean, Jeff, my brother, Jeff Llamas, our programs director. He's my brother. I got him involved in real estate. I got him involved in women's council. It's communication, giving back to the members. What do the members want? And what they don't want? We don't, I mean, put something together and I don't know, you'll have the California president show up. I'm like, whoa, that's
But I like what you said, Jen. You said sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss, but we put it out there.
Sometimes we've only had the board and maybe 2 or 3 more members on a call. You know what? The meeting goes on. The session goes on. But the way it is right now, I mean, you can join ideas. I mean, it's this Zoom is good.
El Paso, you kind of showed everybody that what COVID? Oh,
that's what Sylvia said.
Oh, well, instead of doing it this way, we'll just do it this way then.
That's what Sylvia said.
So
our
when
calendar.
When my network was dying on the vine, when I, became president the first time at local network, El Paso was a force to be reckoned with even then. They literally sent me the link to their entire Dropbox.
You said that, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, look at all this stuff I'm supposed to be doing. I had no idea. So it's amazing how when we help each other out, and that's basically what El Paso's doing here, y'all. They have shown everybody, look, you don't have to worry about the fact that we have COVID. There's a way to reach our target market and bring in members and service our members and our affiliate partners. Not a problem. Our strategic partners, not a problem. We got this. We got this. And so many of you went, yeah, we got this. Cindy did the same thing. Enid did the same thing. Shannon did the same
thing.
Missy.
Southwest Dallas.
It just was like never ending, never stopped. Everybody was all on board, making things happen all across the state. So all I can say to you is that while El Paso was a great example, it was obvious you guys were all paying attention and you said, oh, I can do something like that here. Or I'm going to pick up and I'm going to copy what they do, or I'm going to, create something like that and go off over here and do my thing. And that's who you are. And that's why I love being a part of this. Is because
the key is follow, the key is follow other networks on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know if they're on TikTok. I don't do TikTok.
What was that quote, Cheryl? And I had you put it in your signature. I said, you don't
be a leader, not follow a leader.
No, it's not follow the leader. It's
be the leader.
Be the leader.
Right. Right.
Get on the other networks. Get on the other networks. Constant Contact, MailChimp, database. I mean, that's how we get all of our ideas from. That's how, we're piggybacking off what we see in Florida, what we see in California. I'm trying to get every single Zoom call I can be, as long as it's free, of course. I don't pay, but I've paid a few of them just to find out how they're doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
can I ask you, Jen?
Yes.
Can you recommend some in California or some in Florida, like what networks you particularly follow that have good ideas that maybe could help us?
National website. Go and see what's going on. You can
go to the national websites. Facebook. Follow every single network that there is.
Okay.
Follow every single network.
So I'm
Okay.
also going to say that this is an example here of becoming a something to reckon with in your community. Women's Council has become a very important part of the real estate industry in El Paso, obviously, right? I mean, if the strategic partners want to be a part of it, they're calling her saying, oh my gosh, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. Obviously, they understand that they have a lot to do with bringing to them the market that they are so proud to be a part of. So you all, that's a perfect example of what can happen when you go out there and you build your reputation and you change the conversation about Women's Council. That's why you need to have it in your signature. You're doing business with who all day? Realtors, lenders, title companies. If they see you're part of Women's Council and they keep seeing it, Women's Council is on all these signatures. Oh my gosh, wow, I need to be a part of Women's Council because that's where my market's coming from. Look at all these in their email signatures. Every time I get an email, you know.
All right, let's go.
Have Women's Council in the signature line. So there you go. That's exactly how it happens.
Strategic partners are wonderful. I mean, title companies, mortgage companies have a lot of knowledge, have a lot of people that can give a presentation. Next month, we're having every Thursday in November, we're having a mortgage company give a 1 hour class on one on FHA, one day on conventional, one day on VA. It doesn't cost us anything.
But Jen.
Yes, ma'am.
We talked about reputations. I'm telling you guys, these guys are coming back from a bad reputation. So this year, it's been a rebuilding year for you. Am I correct?
Yes.
Listen, you can build your reputation. I don't care if people thought you were no longer relevant. You can rebuild that reputation. And
it's like
in the drama, you need to eliminate the drama. You can rebuild your reputation. Enid is going through that now. Her past presidents are like saying, we got you.
So, and it's like I said earlier that no other organization, and I'm not cutting anybody down or anything, but there has not been another organization that has been in the eyes of the real estate community like I know a lot of Women's Council networks have been, at least on the Texas side. And I think the community is going to see that and notice that Women's Council is the only association, the only organization that has been supporting through 2020. And I think a lot of people are going to want to join Women's Council next year for sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. Purple hair. Purple hair.
I'm all for it.
I love you guys. I'm out of here.
Yes, me too.
Sausage ready yet, Mama?
Huh?
Is that sausage ready yet?
I think he went upstairs to do guitar lessons.
Oh, well, you can come over here and taste wine with us.
I know.
Bye, ladies. Y'all have a great
Peggy just had a birthday a few days ago. So let's all say happy belated birthday to Peggy.
Happy birthday. Let's sing happy birthday to Peggy.
Let's do it. Happy birthday.
Happy
1, 2, 3.
birthday
To you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
dear Peggy.
Happy birthday to you. Should I do it, Patty? Should I do it, Patty?
Do it, Claudia. Do it.
Oh, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do.
Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David
A las muchachas bonitas se las cantamos así.
Hey, Ronnie.
Despierta, mi bien, despierta, mira que ya amaneció. Ya los pajarillos cantan, la luna ya se metió. ¡Feliz cumpleaños!
Happy birthday. Bye.
Happy birthday.
Gentlemen.
Bye.
Wonderful
Okay,
meeting.
are you coming over?
Love you all.
Love you, Lynn. Good to see you.
See you. Bye.
Bye, Enid. Love you, Mama.
Bye, Mama.
Happy birthday, Peggy. Love you.
Thank you. Love you too. Thank you for all your help, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Cheryl, for your help especially.
You're welcome, baby. I love you.
Love you too. This has been a blast so far.
You know, I'm always one of the
I know
last
it's
ones
not
to leave.
Okay, y'all need to get off the darn call.
You want to
I always stay on with Miss Peggy till the end.
sausage to go to, Mom?
Get my sausage.
Yeah, go get your sausage. You're gonna have to cook it yourself.
I know. I love you, Mama.
Love you too. Bye.
Good job, Claudia and Rebecca and everybody, the DVPs and Jan. All you guys, fabulous, fabulous.
Thank you, Mylon, for being here. She started me in my career.
In your career? Real estate
With this,
career?
with Women's Council.
Oh, Women's Council.
Yeah. She was my person who was my census knock.
Real estate career. I mean,
No.
Women's Council
Women's
career.
Council only. Yeah. No, real estate, that was 1977. I
Wow.
hadn't even gone to college yet, let alone.
How many years is that?
43, I guess.
So you already got that award.
I haven't got any award because I wasn't a realtor. I just was a real estate.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't sell real estate. We just owned it and we managed our own investments. I didn't start selling it until it's been about 20 years. So, okay, Miss Rebecca, you rock the world.
I think she stepped away for a little bit.
I don't blame her. Okay, I'm going to sign off. I'll see y'all later. Thank you, Miss Claudia, for all your help.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now.